welcome back to the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. Today we have a Business Woman brooch collection, and this collection of brooches is really something that's going to be great for today's modern woman who needs a brooch that matches her tenacity as well as her ambition and, you know, obviously her keen eye for style. Now, I do want to go through and, you know, show some more details and talk about each individual brooch in this collection, and really show you kind of a couple of different options about how you can style these brooches as well. So let's go ahead and begin. But take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-piece set, folks. You've got a brooch for every day of the work week. So I want to start off with I don't know, I'm gonna say this one, just because it's already, you know, in the little hand here. And let's see. How lovely is this, right? You know, I think the reason why I really wanted to have a Business Woman brooch collection today is to make sure that, you know, you've got something that you can style, right? Something that you can add a little pizzazz and whimsy to your blazers, lapels, pockets, pocketbook, all of that, all of the above. But, you know, really wanted to add a sense of elegance and beauty to the everyday outfit. Now, you should know that the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network is actually a woman-owned business. So, you know, Barbara works so hard as the producer for this program to bring you a lot of great deals and beautiful products. And, you know, Nancy is reliable and, you know, one of the best models that we have had on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. And then, you know, Nancy's also really active in her community, and I applaud her for that. And then Bruce, you're doing fine. We would have frankly hired a female camera woman, but they are just so hard to come by in this day and age. So, you know, it's crazy because it wasn't even until like the 80s you had, what was it, Brianne Murphy, cinematography credit, something that was, you know, a little bit more recognized by, oh gosh, like the film Oscars and stuff like that. Anyways, but you're doing fine. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I don't know how we'd even have the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network if it weren't for, you know, some advancements that were made in the sense that, you know, it wasn't even until the 1960s that, you know, we were able to get bank accounts without having a husband's signature. Yeah, I don't want to ask my husband for a signature on a bank account. That would be crazy. And then, you know, it wasn't even until not that long ago, back in '74, we wouldn't have been able to get our own credit card. And I'm thinking, how is it that we could have the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network without professionals, businesswomen, ladies looking for elegant apparel, and they wouldn't even have their own credit card to order any of these products? So I guess what I'm just saying is that I love that you're supporting this women-owned business, and we've made some strides, but there's a long way to come. You know, I think a brooch like this, it would look great on, you know, a woman in the boardroom, right? But I could also see this being a, I don't know, a presidential brooch, right? Like, I can imagine, hopefully not too far in the future, you know, this being the early 90s, I hope it's not too far away that we will have a, you know, female president, or even a vice president for that matter. But I guess we'll just need a lot of people to be on board with that and not be stuck in the past. Am I right? Barbara, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, back on track. Okay. Now, this brooch, I want you to see how you've got this lovely shape. That this is what's really important about a lot of these brooches in today's collection. You can really put them into any configuration that you like. This one, for instance, we've got the clasp on the back. You can open this up and have it kind of in this configuration here where it's kind of like open to the side, or I kind of like the way this looks. Technically, I think it's supposed to sit like this, but really draws the eye from these beautiful, beautiful rhinestone embellishments. And then having this gold tone piece here that, go ahead and zoom in here, Bruce, please. You can see how there's these grooves and different indentations in here that adds a really beautiful texture to this piece. Now, how many rhinestones are we talking about here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. 24 beautiful rhinestones that are picking up the light and adding some extra oomph to this brooch. Now, I think based on the shape here, you know, it kind of reminds me of almost like a horseshoe. I don't remember what it is with horseshoes. Are you supposed to put them upright so that the luck doesn't spill out? Or do you put them this way so that the luck does spill out and you have a lot of luck during your day? Do you know? No. Okay, well, I mean, it's not a horseshoe anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But look, this is a beautiful piece that would, you know, look really good on most any blazer, but also on if you were just wearing like a, I don't know, a top and slacks, and you wanted to jazz it up with a scarf and add this as an embellishment on the scarf. So take a look at that. So beautiful, very elegant, very modern, very sophisticated as well. But if I had to pick the most sophisticated brooch out of this set, that would be this one, number 2 here. This brooch is a classic design of overlapping, just elegant gold into this beautiful symmetrical, almost looks like, I don't know, some sort of cursive lettering or something here. But it adds a lot of interest to what would be an otherwise sort of plain outfit or blouse. But it does so with these details of overlapping gold here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these sort of squiggles, doodads, S's, whatever you want to call it. And because it has a clasp on the back like this, you could attach it so that it's upright on your blazer, right, or scarf, whatever it may be. But you could also do it sort of this long ways like so. Now, I love this as a really an everyday piece. So, you know, this is obviously great for boardroom. If you're, you know, a finance banker, you are, owner of a sports team. This is the blazer for you, or sorry, the brooch for your blazer, because it's got a simple elegance that shows sophistication, but also just a touch of whimsy. The way those overlapping lines are picking up the light, very beautiful. next up, we've got, I'm gonna move over to this brooch. Now, looking at this piece here, you know, I said this was the most sophisticated, but I feel like it might be a tie with this piece. This piece is for, you know, the modern woman who's also the curator at the museum, because it has the elegance of you know, gold-plated jewelry, but also the form and interest of these beautiful, beautiful curved, almost leaf-like lines here. So you can see you've got this first one, which is smooth. It's a smooth gold, right? But then these two right here are a textured gold. Like, it is almost like a very, very fine, oh gosh, like a very fine squared checkered pattern. You can feel it. It's very different from the smooth side, but I think that's what adds the visual interest, because looking at it, now I would wear it in this configuration, obviously, and that's how it's meant to be worn. But you can see, because of the difference between the smooth gold finish here and then the textured gold finish, it adds more interest and catches the light in a different way. So, you know, this could also be for, I see like a botanist, you know, someone that's does something with plants, or some sort of scientist, biologist, something along those lines. But that's just because it has that natural flora look to it here. So very beautiful, very shiny as well. Oh, what else do we have? Now, this brooch I feel like is one that has you know, a similarly sophisticated look, and it's almost like a sister brooch of this version here. Not just because of this similar sort of curved shape, but I think it's something about like the texture to it, and then they both have a few rhinestones about them. Now, looking at this piece, we can see where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 rhinestones in this little curved crevasse here, this crest of the wave, if you will. And then it turns and goes up into the separated segment where you can see through it. So we'll show why that's good in a minute here when I pair it with some scarves. But it shows a little bit of whatever's underneath, which I think adds some interest. And it's got a beautiful sort of leaf or wing-like shape where it's curved, goes up and around, and then again you could, you know, orient it in such a way that it's like this, almost looks like a P, or perhaps it's meant to go on this way. It looks kind of like a 6, or anyways, it's not. It's just an abstract decorative shape. So we've got this gorgeous piece here. And then last but not least, we have what I would say is, I don't know, a very Victorious looking brooch. Now if I could just get it to stay on here. There we go. So you can see a lot of the brooches today have this sort of wisp to them, where they've got a lot of movement in one way or another. And I think that's important in a brooch because it adds the element of movement, drawing the eye, catching the light in different areas. But this one in particular, this one's going to be really helpful for styling with your scarves, small neckties, bolos, etc., because it has the opening here in this circular shape. So opening it like this, you can see how it's meant to be oriented in such a way that it's facing upwards like so. And then I love that it's got this overlapping bit here where this leaf element, this main focal point, goes through the ring. It's not snagged on top of it, it's not behind it, but it goes through the ring there. So look at how it catches the light. This one's really, really stunning. Will look really good with most any blazer, and really demands respect. Okay, so now let me show you some ways in which you can take these gorgeous brooches from just sitting upon the lapel, right, to being a real statement piece. I've got a triangular shaped scarf, right? This one's so beautiful. I've got a lot of nice color combinations here in peaches, blues, you know, muted pastel tones. But if I take this scarf and I put it around my shoulders and then I bring it around the front, now I can have it kind of centered in the front. I take one side, wrap it around my fingers, bring it through to make a little loop, right? And then I'm going to take this other side, feed it through that same loop, and I've made a lovely little knot. Now this one, look, it's a little bit crooked, so I'm going to need to try and redo that again. Let's tie this up a little bit higher. There we go. That's better. Now that I've got this loop, or this small knot, I could just leave it like that, right? Looks fine, looks nice. But instead, if I was to add a focal point to the middle of this knot, that is going to really elevate this one from, you know, just a scarf to an elegant businesswoman scarf, right? Look at that. I like the way that it's added, you know, a focal point. It's added visual interest, right? It's added an accessory where I didn't already have an accessory. It's added, oh, I don't know, something that says, hey, ask me about my brooch. And people will probably ask you about your brooch. So there's that. This looks lovely. Okay. Now, that's just one option. Let's say you had the same scarf and you wanted to fold it and make it into a little bit more of an accessory here. Let me just get this folded. Now I've made it into a bit more of almost like a necktie style. And I haven't seen this too often, but you don't have to make a knot. You could just fold it over itself, or not fold it, but just attach it that way. And then say I've got this lovely piece here. I can, well, hopefully not poke myself with the pin, but I can feed it through. Not actually through the fabric, you know, because sometimes you have a nice scarf and you don't actually want to ruin, you actually don't want to poke a hole through it. I get it. But look at how now I haven't even poked a hole through the scarf. I've just used it almost as like a clasp with its own button. And now I have this elegant, beautiful piece of jewelry that is not only keeping my scarf attached, but adding a lot of interest, right? And So now, since I have it attached in such a way that, oh, it's, you know, I've got a lot of excess here, then with this, if I wanted to, I could tie that on a little bow. Oh, wow. This is really a way to accessorize in a real modern, fun way. So yeah, I like that bow. I love a big bow. Now, so there's a couple of tie options. And then, you know, and a lot with these clasps too. Look, I've got my nails done, and I can still function easily to get that clasp closed. So it's just that easy. All right, now here's some wild ideas. We like to get you know, I wouldn't say experimental on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network, but we like to think outside the box when it comes to accessorizing in fashion. Now, here's an idea for if you've got a couple of scarves and you want to add some, you know, interest with clashing patterns, colors, and what you can do is take one scarf here, and I've got another scarf underneath, right? Each of these has been folded in half just once. Now, I'm going to fold this on itself a couple more times. And then I'm going to feed this one underneath my other scarf. Look, just like that. Now I'm going to take the ends of both the scarves and tie them around one another and make a small knot. Then in here, I'm going to untuck my rolled up scarf, right? Then flip it around on itself, and you've made at that point almost like a scarf basket, right? Like a little scarf sack. Now, you'll see I have a piece hanging out of the end here. So what you want to do is take the ends of your scarf sack. You might have to dig around a little bit to find the other end in here. And then bring it around the side, back up the top to find the other end of the other scarf, tie that around itself once, twice. Now you have this beautiful, you know, amorphous shape of scarf ball, and that's going to add a lot of interest to your blouse or blazer. So what you do is take your amorphous blob of scarf, you attach it on the side, and then you can use any one of these pins, or lovely brooches, excuse me. I'm going to choose this one. Once you have your brooch ready, I'm going to choose this one. You just poke that through your first scarf. You just poke that through the first scarf, wrap it around the side, and attach it, and then look at that. Wow. Now it adds an element of interest and volume to whatever you're wearing. Now it does create a sense of imbalance, right? But you know what? I feel like it really speaks to, you've got what looks to be sort of the brooch and an amorphous blob of scarves. But you reach in, take out the end of the opposing scarf, and get another brooch, and then you can attach it up here. Now you've added a lot of color and pattern to an otherwise blah outfit. Now, this might be a little too much for you. I get it. But what you could also do is, you know, take a brooch that's a little more subdued and get it wrapped up properly. Just kind of fold it on itself. And you could bring it under your lapel and you attach, you know, one brooch here and then another brooch here. And then you've got dueling brooches. It's beautiful. So keep that in mind. And then if you're not a scarf person, I understand. I get it. What you could also do is, you know, still have your dueling brooches, but they're just on either side of your lapel. Or perhaps you've got two collared shirts, a collared shirt on, you could do lapel there, lapel here. You could do four. You could do 4 brooches if you wanted to. I won't tell. But that's what's so helpful about having this multiple brooch set. You don't just have to wear one. You are deserving of commanding attention of all around you. So why not do one brooch here, one brooch here, right? And just pile the brooches on your blazer, your blouse, your sweater. You could cover your entire top in brooches. Just go brooch crazy. I don't know. Anyways, gotta reel it in here, but just know that you can do what you want. You can wear as many brooches as you want. You can wear these wherever you want, in whatever job that you want to have, okay? This is a 5-piece brooch set, okay? So, we've got this victorious, beautiful leaf texture detail, great ring. You know, I think I forgot to mention how you can, oh gosh, look. Forgot to mention how when you've got the openings like this, you feed the scarf through the hole. How amazing is this? And then again, you're not having to necessarily, you know, poke a hole in your favorite silk scarf, you know, or rayon, whatever it may be. I'm not going to judge. And but it still has a lot of interest. Look at that. You could even, you know, put this on as like a belt. If you pull that through here, try and, you know, I didn't do a very good job at folding this, but you could kind of tie it around there. Well, you know, there's just so many options that come with a versatile brooch. So something to keep in mind. Now, just get this out of here. It is pretty important to get it properly folded first. Now I seem to have gotten things a bit tangled in here. Oh dear. Okay, I think I got it. Nope, definitely tangled. Definitely. Here we go. Okay. All right. So, victorious, gorgeous, circular, textured, gold tone, lovely, immaculate, even. Just stay here. Okay, okay. And brooch number 1, number 2. Super sophisticated S kind of looking design here with these different this one's also really, it's very substantial. You know, if I was to compare it to a pasta, I would say regular spaghetti, not angel hair. This one feels thick, sturdy, demands respect, honestly. But that one's big. And then we also have this beautiful, sort of Olympic looking, I don't know, something about it seems Olympic. This lovely gold brooch with the plain part and the textured gold part here. Very beautiful. And of course, this gorgeous textured piece where you've got this gold tone, but then it shows through, but then there's rhinestones, but then there's a beautiful shape. It's kind of wave-like. And then the most wave-like, I guess I like a wave-like brooch. Going with the flow, day to day. Here we go. Love a wave-like brooch, especially one that has, you know, the caps of the waves are rhinestones. So this lovely collection here of 5 gorgeous gold-plated and some with rhinestones business lady brooch collection can be yours today for the low price of $19.99. Now, you aren't going to want to wait too long for calling in for this collection because it is a limited time offer. So be sure to call today for your chance at this gorgeous, gorgeous brooch collection that could be yours for $19.99. All right, well, we hope to hear from you soon.